At present, my best performed video on this channel has been the 6 obscure demons to reappear in Shin Megami Tensei 5. Obviously, none of them did reappear in that game specifically, and if I am being honest, I feel almost relieved that none of those designs I really like did appear in a game that I ended up loathing. However, one comment that I did receive from the video expressed appreciation about my inclusion of Hunin and Munin in that list specifically. While I have yet to properly play the Devil Children games, as Black Book only received its English translation last year, and I want to play both Red Book and Black Book in reasonably close proximity, this comment did get me to thinking of making a list on the top demon designs from that series in specific. And so, here are 6 of my favorite demon designs from the Devil Children series. Number 1. Nautilus. My first pick, Nautilus, is not technically a demon, but rather a living, breathing creature. A species of mollusk that has avoided evolution for over 450 million years, earning this creature the title of living fossil. However, across the globe, the species has been associated with numerous deities such as Shiva and Triton. While a strange choice for a demon, given that the collectible cadre of party members can be anything in the franchise, from mythological and historical figures to serial killers and a reference to a Japanese game show host, Nautilus is far from the most unique of choices, especially given that this creature still has mythological roots. Although it could be a reference to the Nautilus, the submarine captained by Captain Nemo in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and The Mysterious Island by Jules Verne, named after a real-life submarine that was considered to be the first practical one of its kind. And there are many demons who originate from the literary canon. Nautilus is one of the most obscure demons in the franchise, having only 2 appearances in Devil Children Black Book and Red Book, only in the very specific PlayStation 1 ports of both titles, and according to the wiki is only available through a fusion accident. Obscure or no doesn't change the fact that this design is very cute, and also very faithful to an actual Nautilus, only given liberties in the colors that invoke the feeling of a sailor's uniform, which makes sense given that Nautilus is derived from the Greek word for sailor. Number 2. Genkuro. Genkuro is not a creature from Japanese mythology proper, but rather a Japanese kabuki play, called Yoshitsune Senbon Sakura, a kitsune that shapeshifts in order to help Minamoto no Yoshitsune in exchange for a drum made of kitsune pelts that the yokai would like to return to their people. While Genkuro would also make an appearance in Persona 1, my personal favorite design is the Devil Children one, thanks to its stronger use of contrasting colors in orange and green, with purple cheek blush, and the cuter proportions in terms of both face structure and body, with a samurai ponytail with the very Japanese style of having some hair hang forwards like Flynn's design. Number 3. Kyuki. Tao T is perhaps the most adorable evil goat that I've ever seen, and while Tao T's had a respectable amount of appearances, this demon is actually a part of a quartet of Chinese mythology. The Shijiang, or 4 calamities, also translated as perils, are 4 monsters that serve as malevolent counterparts to the 4 benevolent animals. All of them have made appearances in the franchise, but 2 have been exclusive to the Devil Children series. Just as Tao T is an adorable evil goat, Hundun is an equally adorable evil dog, but above them all on the cuteness scale is Kyuki. Representing depravity, rewarding those of debased values, and attacking the honest, this cute kitten-like tiger ox with Pegasus wings is more than worthy on this list with that description alone, but subtle additions like the teeth and whiskers, the V-shaped stripe that looks like the forehead veins of an evil scowl, and the orange that is the right mix between appeasing and recognizable for the fur, leaves me with a desire to see a modern game with this design to fawn over. Number 4. Rudra. Given the fact that Devil Children was aping Pokemon's mix of Kodomumuke and chibi aesthetics, the fact that a few designs remind me of specific Pokemon is no surprise. But what is surprising is that this design feels very much like Tepig, despite Rudra debuting in 2002, 8 years prior to Black and White in 2010, making me wonder if some later designs by Creature Inc. were inspired by some of Pokemon's competitors. A Hindu god of hunting, storms, animals, and diseases, Rudra being represented as a pig is an interesting one given the fact that Rudra is actually a human-faced Ashura. A more fitting reciprocant for this design would have been Varana, an actual Hindu god with an association with pigs or boars, and is in fact the reason that pigs are sacred in Hindu mythology. Mythological questioning aside, I am grading these on the scale of cuteness, and I am going to say that this design is very cute. Number 5. Strawberry Frost. As the mascot of the series, Jack Frost has had plenty of appearances and of course cosplayed interpretations of different characters, with the most recent being Iho. Depressingly, a lot of them are merely recolors, and some colors work better than others, to be frank. Devil Children had quite a few Jack Frost variants, including the adorably extra chibi version in Petit Frost. However, one thing that I greatly appreciate was in the redesigns done to Lemon Frost, Melon Frost, and Strawberry Frost, to give him a bit more personality rather than just being recolors of Atlas's mascot. Strawberry Frost is, in my opinion, the cutest of them all, managing a mix of cute and dorky in a way that I don't think the other two manage, with me being particularly fond of the hat and the usage of color. Number 6. The Elements. For the final spot, I'm going to cheat a little bit by putting in 4 separate designs of 4 elements, an alternate take on the typical elements of Eros, Ivris, Aquanus, and Flamus. These elements are more inspired by Western alchemy than Greek mythology, and to be honest, I am not sure if these designs even count as separate demons or not, given that they are fundamentally just a different interpretation of the same foundations as the typical 4 base elements, just with a heavier emphasis on the alchemy side of things, given the formation of animalistic bodies and blocky line work that reminds me of the transmutations of Full Metal Alchemist. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be the Aqua element hands down, as I really like the dolphin fish aesthetic over the other 3. But at their core, all 4 are basically the same, so they all go on this list at one spot. And those were 6 of my personal favorite designs in the Devil Children series. Let me know your opinions on my choices, or some of your favorites down in the comments, as I'm hoping to try and get more comments on these videos. Though I may have mentioned that I scorned SMT5 earlier in the video, I actually do think that visuals were the one thing that it does relatively competently, and next month I will be publishing a video based upon the 6 designs that I like the best from that game in specific. So subscribe, or at least keep an eye out if you are interested, and I will see you next time.